why would they translate it, a messianic psalm, and then it hit me. The Messiah was coming to put an end to the current religious worship style, where they would offer bulls and rams as sacrifices, of atoning sacrifices, as offerings to God. And the Messiah was coming to usher in a new kingdom. He was coming to usher in a new way of doing things. In fact, Jesus said to the woman at the well in John 4, the Samaritan woman, he said, there's a time coming and is now at hand where true worshipers will worship in spirit and in truth. No longer in Jerusalem, no longer in Samaria. They're going to be worshiping God from their hearts. So these messianic psalms, about 54 of them, all translated the same way, unto the end of the current system and into the new system of the Messiah. I found that fascinating. And I remembered that there was one other place in the entire Old Testament where this one Hebrew word was found. Unlike the Psalms, where it was found at the beginning of each psalm unto the end, and then they talk about the Messiah, this was found at the end of the minor prophet Habakkuk. Now, Habakkuk was a contemporary of Jeremiah. Jeremiah was the prophet who prophesied the demise of Jerusalem at the hands of the godless and pagan king Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. And Habakkuk had an issue with God calling Nebuchadnezzar his servant, and how his servant, God's servant Nebuchadnezzar, was going to come and bring destruction to God's holy people, take them into exile, bring destruction to God's holy city, and destroy God's holy temple. Habakkuk had an issue, and he was addressing God with his complaint. That was the first chapter of Habakkuk. The second chapter is God's response, and I'm going to oversimplify his response as I summarize it. He says to Habakkuk, two things you need to remember. Number one, I am God. Number two, you are not. And then chapter 3 of Habakkuk is Habakkuk's prayer. And he exalts God, and he blesses God, and he speaks wonderful things about God. And at the very end of the chapter, he pens some of the most poetic words in the entire Old Testament. He says, I will exalt the Lord. I will rejoice in the God of my salvation. He makes my feet like hinds' feet on high places and allows me to tread on the heights. Or in modern English, he makes my feet like the feet of the deer and bound along the mountaintops. Beautiful words.